Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing about the types of machine learning. From our previous videos, I hope it is clear to you that machines are capable to learn from the past available data, right? Now, based on this data, machine learning can be broadly classified into three types. They are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. There are many other learning systems emerging nowadays, but these three are the main types, right? Now, first let us learn what is meant by supervised learning. From this name itself, you should be able to understand that this learning system is being supervised by someone or being guided by someone. This is nothing like a teacher training a student, right? Now, supervised learning is a type of machine learning where the model learns from labeled data. What does it mean by labeled data? Labeling is nothing but annotation, right? Now, in supervised learning, each input data point contains some corresponding output label. Okay, in order to make you to understand this easily, I'll give you a small example. Just imagine a mother training her 5-year-old child to identify fruits. What will the mother do? Initially, she will show some flashcards with the picture of fruits on it and the name of the fruits displayed corresponding to each picture, right? So after getting trained for some time, when the mother shows some new flashcard, then the child will be able to identify the fruit name. In the same way, when the machine learning model is getting trained on some input output pairs of data, when some new input is given to it, based on the trained data, it will be able to identify the exact output. Look at this picture. Let us suppose this is the fruits data set. This data set is given to a machine learning model. Here, each fruit is displayed by its corresponding name. That means it is labeled here. Each fruit is labeled. Here the fruits are the inputs and the name of the fruits are labels or outputs, corresponding outputs. Now, when the machine learning model is get trained on this data set, when you are giving some new input, so let us suppose that this figure is some new input. When you give this to the machine learning model, it will immediately display it as apple. How the model is going to display it as an apple? Because it got trained previously. Okay, if so and so figure it is having such type of characteristics, means it is an apple if it is red in color, and if the shape of the apple is round, that means it considers some parameters, right? Based on it, the model is able to display its name as apple. If you give this figure as an input, it will display as banana, right? That means each input is having some corresponding output label. This is what this definition is meant. The model learns from labeled data. We'll dive deep into supervised learning in the coming videos, but as of now, just understand that in supervised learning, the model will learn from labeled data, right? Now, let us move on to unsupervised learning. From this name itself, you should be able to understand that it is not being guided by someone. It is learning on its own. Okay? It deals with unlabeled data. Here, there is no corresponding output to the given input in unsupervised learning. Then how the model will learn here? The model tries to find some hidden patterns or structures within the data. It will try to identify if there are any patterns that are matching for certain categories. Look at this picture. Suppose this is a fruits data set given to the model. Here, if you could see, there is no label corresponding to any fruit. Then, how the model is going to identify these fruits? What will it do? It will identify the size, shape, color, That means based on the characteristics of the fruits given there, it is going to divide the data set into identical groups, just like this. That means here the data set is forming, the machine learning model is forming some clusters of fruits. Based on the color, it divided green apples, red apples, banana, grapes, strawberries, kiwi fruits. So on what basis it formed these clusters? That means it could identify some matching patterns between those fruits, right? Based on that only divided into groups. In the same way, if you give any data set to an unsupervised learning model, it will look for some identical patterns, and based on that patterns, the machine learning model will form some clusters or groups of identical categories. I hope it is clear to you. As I said, I will learn more about each learning in the coming videos. But as of now, just remember that supervised learning deals with labeled data, whereas unsupervised learning deals with unlabeled data. Right? Now, let us move on to reinforcement learning. It is a type of machine learning where an agent, please note this, in reinforcement learning, there will be an agent. Agent is nothing but a learner. Okay. An agent, just like a robot or a program, learns to make decisions by interacting with its environment. Instead of being told exactly what to do, the agent learns by trying different actions and receiving rewards or penalties based on its performance. See, this is just simple like training a pet. Suppose that you are training your dog. Okay, you are giving some instructions to the dog. Just sit, stand, or roll over. So whenever the dog does the appropriate action correctly, then you are giving some treat to it. Okay, here you are not saying the dog that if you do so and so action correctly, I will give you a treat. But instead of that, when the dog is performing action correctly, if you are giving a treat, the dog will understand. Here the dog will learn that, okay, for so and so instruction, if I do so and so action, my master is giving me a treat. That means this is the correct action to get that treat. Right? You are not saying the dog whether it is right or wrong. Just you are giving treat. From this action, the dog is learning. In the same way, here the agent also, for this agent also, we are not going to give any instructions. But the agent itself learns from its mistakes. Similar example is self-driving car. So self-driving cars comes under reinforcement learning. Here we will not give any instructions to the self-driving car, but the system itself learns from its mistakes and then performs actions correctly. Right? I hope it is clear to you. Here you no need to worry about reinforcement learning as of now as considered for the GATE syllabus. We are just having supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So if anyone who are interested to learn machine learning subjects in detail, you can learn about this through online platforms. But as of now, for GATE syllabus only there are two learning systems. They are supervised and unsupervised. I am just giving some inputs like what is what. That's it. As this is considered under some main category, right? We are having one more emerging learning system, that is semi-supervised. It is just like between supervised and unsupervised learning. Like some data points will be labeled and some will be unlabeled. If you just look at this picture, you can see this clearly. Some fruits are labeled and some fruits are not labeled, right? So it is a combination of supervised and unsupervised learning. That is called as semi-supervised learning. So you don't need to worry about these learning systems also. We are still having many other learning systems. As I said, you will be having online learning system, self-supervised learning system. But in our GATE syllabus, we don't have all these learning systems. So I will be just concentrating on supervised learning and unsupervised learning. So in the coming videos, I'll be discussing in detail about each of these learning systems. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.